Okay. Welcome everybody to today's episode of It's Always Now. I'm your host, Vinny Freeman, and today we are going to be talking about mental health and where I've been at with it. And I'm doing a double take of what I just said a minute ago because we had an issue with the recording. But I'm sure everybody who watches this follows me on Facebook and just sees how I've been posting lately, and I haven't been too chipper. And I understand that can, I get a lot of worry text and shit because I'm a little baby. But no, I've obviously been going through some shit. I don't know why. It's probably because I usually chalk it up to I party a lot, and chemical imbalances kind of make it hard to even just, I guess, handle situations you would normally handle rationally, not rationally. Because I also put myself in predicaments that I could probably avoid pretty easily. But I like to do dumb shit. But anyways, outside of that, I want to be really serious. I've recently, made a post that I was looking for a therapist, and hold on, this is driving me crazy. I was supposed to have a guest. I'm assuming that's him. He unfortunately couldn't make it. But I'm gonna just rip it solo. I'll have him on another date. Anyways, so yeah, I made a post about looking for a therapist, and a lot of people reached out and gave me a lot of good resources, and I actually really easily got into contact with a group of local therapists who take my insurance, and yeah, I'm on a call list. They said it should take a week to 2 weeks before I can get somebody who's going to be in my time schedule for what I've requested. And hopefully that gives me a little peace, because when I was younger, I went to therapy when I was really young, and I'll get into the depths of that maybe on another podcast. But I even at a young age, I found it, cathartic. I found the value in just being able to vent to a professional, because it's hard to dump your feelings out on the people who are really close to you, because they want to help. Sometimes they can't help, and a lot of times you don't even really, obviously we all need help, and that's another topic I want to lay on for later. But sometimes you want to just vent, and venting alone to someone can come off as bitching or talking shit. And I know a lot of us don't want to do that, especially to a lot of us. The only person we have to vent to is the one who pissed us off. And then that's just a whole, or a significant other, I should say, or blah, 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 or the person closest to us. And so that's why I've always found therapy to be super beneficial. And that's why I'm now in the process of finding a therapist again, or just some sort of counseling, somebody you can speak to who has also an outside unbiased perspective on it is always nice, and it's hard to find. Nobody's gonna. You don't want to just go. You can't just go talk to a stranger and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this and this person and this person and this person?" And it's also, I feel like after a while, it makes it's easier just to, you hear yourself say these things sometimes. And a lot of us think things, feel things that aren't our true, indefinite feelings. Little things pop up in our head. It's like, oh, I feel this way. And it's nice to, speak to somebody about it who can clarify it in better terms and articulate it maybe a little more professionally. And it's hard to fully explain, because I don't even know yet, because I'm now in the process of it, and it's been a while since I've done it. I've also did drug counseling when I've gotten into some trouble, which I've even considered that recently, just due to the fact that I party. And I feel like they say every addict's like, oh, I don't have a problem. You know what I'm saying? But, who knows when it's at the point where it's a problem, If it's affecting your mental health, then it's probably a problem. And, maybe it is what's affecting my mental health. And, for the love of my grandma who may watch the show, I'm not going to sit here and list all the bullshit I do, but we know what Vinny does, I'm not too shy about what I'm into and what I enjoy, because I feel like a lot of people are shame about it. And that's also, I feel like I'm getting off track about where I want to be at about this. And my main point is I do know the weight of my lifestyle on my mental health. And I do, think I do a lot to try to combat it. It's funny, my man who's operating the camera, John, you guys all seen him before, he always makes fun of me because I'm healthy but I do drugs.
Gotta eat those vegetables.
Oh. Anyways, me and my buddy were going to talk on men's mental health because, I don't like to ballpark it, but it's an easier perspective for me to grasp on, obviously, because I'm a man. There's a lot of female mental health I can't grasp on, but I like to think mental health is mental health, and we all need to find a way to balance it. Balance is what I've been grasping the most, and trying not to let outside sources fuck up that balance, because it's very easy to do, and we can't control everything else around us, but we can't control that inner us, and that's where I feel like mental health lies. I hope I'm probably coming off sounding like a fucking idiot, and I'm not going to go on too long about this because I even need to do more research on it and become more emotionally aware, because I've been putting myself in scenarios and situations where I know I'm not going to like the outcome, yet still trying to see the outcome. And it's I don't know if it's I thrive and miss chaos because I was kind of raised in a bit of a state of chaos as a kid. But you look like you got something to say.
Oh, yeah. Curiosity killed the cat.
Touche.
It's curiosity.
Yeah.
You're always going to want to be curious of what if you did something different.
Yeah. You ever heard the bullshit definition of insanity that they give you in rehab?
No, I've never heard. No.
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is they say it's the definition of insanity. But if you fucking Webster the definition of insanity, that is not what they fucking said. That is not in there. So you are lying, rehabs. Where are we at? We're on this one still, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You're lying, rehabs. You're fucking lying. But it is a good one. Obviously doing the same thing and expecting different results is fucking silly. Why? How could you? And I do be doing the same shit and expecting different results. But I don't know. Bitch, I've been to Six Flags mad times, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the ride, I guess. And I feel bad because a lot of people only see my illiterate, sad Facebook text because I think my wisest philosophies are my sad ones for some fucking strange reason, and I don't think they. I don't know. It's probably because fucking sappy shit gets more likes because people feel sorry, and then my dumb ass, who is a fucking attention whore, validates that, I'd assume. probably, most likely. I don't know. I'm going to have a therapist tell me all about this shit, dude. And my weird issues with my mom and all that stuff. I know I had a couple notes, and let me see if I've even touched on any of those. Because I was going to discuss this with homie. And again, I still plan to have him on, and I'm excited to. And, you know, so but I don't, if I said this or not, sorry for repeating myself, but just being able to talk about it's first step. That's the first fucking step. And a lot of us don't like to, and I understand, because there's a lot of, like, issues we have that are, like, pretty emasculating and humiliating. So a lot of us don't like bringing them up. And I understand. And that's, like, we can look at that as, like, toxic masculinity, which it theoretically is. But it's also, it's just hard, dude. Because, like, as soon as a male you show vulnerability, especially, like, in certain scenarios, dude, you get easily taken advantage of. And I'm sure that's the same way for females. It's the same way for anything. You know what I'm saying? That's like nature 101. But, yeah, we talk about that shit. Because I know, you know, I could get even any further into depth about it, about suicidal tendencies and shit like that. Because people hate bringing that up and talking about that, because it's like, oh, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about that. And I get it's a touchy subject because people suffer from it. And I just think more people suffer from it than don't. And that's why I think it shouldn't have a stigma behind it at all. It should be kind of, I know it shouldn't be a light subject, but it should not be considered recreational, I guess. I don't know. Or I'm not sure the word for what I'm looking for that, but people shouldn't shit on people for thinking that. And people shouldn't feel bad for having those thoughts, because life is tough and sucks, and people kind of suck, and we're all a little selfish. We're all actually super selfish, because we could all kind of, like, yeah, we're empaths. We feel what each other feel. But then at the end of the day, we only feel ourselves. And so we want to feel good. And I'm sure fucking the fact that I've literally smoked weed every single fucking day since I was 13 has an effect on my mental health. It's definitely stunned it. And the other dumb shit I do. Before I get back into that, because I usually make it sound like I glorify all that ignorant shit, because I do enjoy it. Yeah, dude. I suck at taking notes, dude. I didn't hit all the topics I pretty much wanted on my note thing. I am going to put the number to the therapist that I found at the bottom of this episode. I also got a bunch of other links. I was going to leave the post up because a lot of people put a bunch of good shit down, but I got sick of everybody sending me, like, sad shit, because it's like, people, I sound jaded as fuck. I appreciate all the concern everybody's had and sent me, all the help people have sent me and all the ears they've sent me, and everybody's like, and my favorite thing is everybody like, yo, I'm here if you need to talk. I do appreciate that. I need somebody who's a professional who's like, hey, bud, this is probably why you're feeling irrational. And I don't know. There's just a lot going on. Life's weird. I'm sure a lot of you feel it. I'm sure there's some sort of planet doing some sort of fuck shit that's making me feel this way. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like blaming shit, like outside sources for my actions. We out here working on ourselves. That's all I know. And that's what I think the topic of today's episode is, just work on yourself, especially mentally. And that's what I'm doing. Appreciate everybody who tuned into this little short episode. And I'm going to try to keep them short like this and shit now. So, yeah, y'all can actually just tune in and just quick watch this. Maybe on your ride to work or whatnot. But again, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, John, for pulling up and helping me with this one. I wish I had more to say at the moment. I wish I was a little more in tune with the topic before I brought it up. And I'm going to get some more, more info. And I'm going to reach out on this topic again. But, yeah, until next time, thank you, everybody.